Hey guys, it's Wanda. We've not done a greenhouse update in quite a while because it's just really too hot. It's been 100+ degrees heat index for at least 2.5 months now. So I want to show you what we're doing just to keep some things alive in the greenhouse. And this is a high tunnel from Grower Solution. I call it a greenhouse lots of times, but it is a high tunnel with the high sides on it. We have 40% shade cloth, white on this one, okra. This is bush okra from Grow Family Network. Out of all of them I planted, one is producing a pod every week maybe. This one has made it, and I keep watering it and fixing it and hoping that it'll at least keep on producing. I planted about 6 in here and the others just succumbed. I've got a couple of multiplying onions, three of them here that are coming up. The wild lettuce is barely hanging in there. The moss rose, or rose moss, ever how you want to say it, it's just beautiful. See my little worker bees? And the petunias, well, yeah, is that petunias? You can't kill them. They just grow, and I put them here just to fill in that space until I could do something different this fall. The crazy pepper that a friend, one of the subscribers sent, I mean, it's crazy. Look at it. It looks like a little tree. I've not gotten the first pepper. It has bloomed itself to death. It blooms like this every day, just about it. But I've got little peppers trying. Pepper loves heat, so there's 3 or 4 in there. I noticed some here, up here. So if this makes, the peppers are just now kicking it. So the crazy peppers, these are supposed to be little tiny sweet peppers like this tall. We're gonna see. So that's my crazy pepper tree, I'm gonna call it now. All right, so you can see for the most part I've taken everything out except lavender. This plant here blooms and then it dies. It blooms and dies because it's just too hot for it. The peppercorn, I have 1 here and 2 down there. They're still going strong. The lavender, 1 here and 1 here, and more moss rose. Now everything else is pretty much out in all 3 bays. This one I put some of Danny's multiplying onions, and I know the fan's on, but I gotta have it in here, guys. I can't stay in here. The multiplying onions are coming out and doing really great. Trying to keep them alive. The ones that's been in here the longest are doing awesome. The aloes just love this heat. Y'all know they love it. Here's another one of the flowers like is up front. This one survives in between the aloes, and it just produces flowers every 3 or 4 weeks. Makes great. So we have 2 different aloes here doing really good. Like I said, the peppercorns, this one it loves the heat, obviously. It's doing great. The lantana is going, it blooms, seeds up, it's doing great. Mint, y'all, this is spearmint. It just loves this heat. It's doing awesome. So spearmint, if you need it for your stomach, it's the one to grow in heat. This is ginger. It's doing really good in this corner here. We'll dig it later in about a month and a half. And as you can see here, nothing except a few weeds I hadn't gotten out and a little flower that hangs in there. But I don't even water this because I'm not wasting water. Now, down here in this corner, the ginger, see, it's already bloomed. Isn't that amazing? And this one's fixing to bloom. Ginger loves heat. Turmeric loves heat. We're doing just really good down here. You can see they're making some roots. Another one of the flowers that comes and goes in here. But look at this. This whole corner looks amazing. Looks like a tropical forest in here. If I had it everywhere, we'd be just covered in ginger and turmeric. Now, my GreenStalks, even in here, get too hot. You can see how the strawberries die. And I come in here, I just take the dead stuff off. About once a month I'll come in here and do this. I haven't been out here in a month, so it's time to do it again. The strawberries, I'm trying to keep them alive. I've gotten several strawberries, and you can see it's even trying to make strawberries right now, even in this heat. But we have strawberries in Danny's, and when I get the fall, I'm going to be transferring a lot of strawberries. My GreenStalks, I've got like 4 of them. All of them going to become strawberry beds this fall. Okay, we go into the tropical forest here that Danny has. Now I'm just keeping stuff alive, guys. Strawberries. I get a strawberry every now and then, but we do have our rods from Mr. Mickey, our copper rods in here for electroculture. It is keeping the slugs out, so I get a strawberry every now and then. These are ever-bearing, but it's just too hot. But I'm keeping them alive till fall. Sweet potatoes, I planted a few in here. They're making vines. I don't know if they're making potatoes, but we shall see if we get any potatoes. And y'all, look at that. Danny's sugar cane is doing amazing even in this heat. It's dry at the bottom, but it's getting pretty tall. The banana trees just love this heat. So these are the dwarf Cavendish, I think they're called. We have 3 pots of them. They're doing okay in here. Not making bananas, but we're keeping them alive till next year, till we can really beef up our banana production. We really want to have bananas at some point in the future. Most of these pots are empty. I do have the Malabar spinach, and look, going to seed. I know somebody's going to say I want some, but I've got to wait until they dry, and they're not dry yet. It'll take a while before these get there. In this heat, maybe not long, but sweet potatoes in some. The Malabar are going crazy everywhere, even over here. And I'm trying to keep my horseradish alive. It's been in here a year or better. Bugs will eat it. I chop it all back. It comes back out. The heat takes it. I chop it back. It comes back out. So horseradish is hanging in there. Here we have absolutely nothing. We're just letting it go until fall. This is Danny's first grape, white seedless grape. The heat has almost gotten it. It's just hanging in there. This one, it took a freeze twice, and then the heat. And so it right at the most important time, it took 2 freezes when it was trying to bloom. And then when it was coming out of it and growing, the heat hit, and it just hasn't pulled out. It's still alive. It just needs some attention and some cool weather. All right, this is our sweet jalapeno, and you can see it's still producing. And then I get jalapenos about every week. I come in here and I take some of these babies off, and we have plenty of sweet jalapenos. These are the Fulju. This plant has been in here. This is its 2nd year producing. We overwintered it, cut it back, and it came back out. And even in this heat, it's blooming and producing peppers. Now this side we planted absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay? There was nothing planted here. These are the Freedom blackberries that we had dug them all up and put them outside. And these came up from a tiny piece of root. So these things are very prolific. They love the heat. They're not producing berries right now, but you can see we have a giant greenhouse of blackberries right now. These are the Freedom blackberries. Then all these pots and all this is empty all the way down till you get here. This is one of our pineapples. It is not making a baby yet, but maybe. It's been in here for about a year. Another one of the bananas. This is my asparagus bed. It's kind of gotten out of hand. We're just trying to keep the asparagus alive till we can get some of it transferred to Pecan Grove and start a real big bed over there. And last, before I overheat here in this thing, this is Danny's other white seedless grape. There's one here on the side of the bananas. And let's walk here. There's this one on the side of the bananas. but I want you guys to look. These two were put up here this year. They've not produced grapes yet because the cold, I think he put them out just as the cold came. But look, like I told you, Danny's tropical forest. This greenhouse with only the two little oscillating fans going on the sides is showing 90 degrees and it's 10:30 in the morning. And this is the one with the white shade cloth. Our temperatures in the deep south here in Mississippi near the Gulf Coast have been close to 100 degrees for more than 2 months now. The heat index has been at 100 or over 100 the whole time because of our humidity, and y'all, it's hot in here. But the white shade cloth, it's showing 90 with two fans going, 10 o'clock, and I'm not sure the temperature, but I can tell you right now it's in the 90s outside. The last few days, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's been hitting 100, 101, 102. That's actual temperatures. Our heat indexes have hit as high as 128. That means it's very warm in here. Danny's greenhouse has the little oscillating fans, but he also has this fan in the center, and he has two automatic vent openers at the top. These vent openers come out when it gets 80 degrees. They open up on their own. I turned the fans on every day. Now this one is under it, pulling out heat, and this is circulating heat. And Danny's is the black shade cloth. Even with more, I guess you would say, fans going and more venting here, it's at 90 degrees. So the black versus the white right now, still approximately the same. So 40% shade cloth, we have black versus white. Usually the white is much hotter than the black, but today they're both staying pretty close to the same. These little oscillating fans that we have, I keep those on in this white shade cloth one in my high tunnel. They come from Grower Solution, but we also have, this vent is open. It's not an automatic. You have to open it, but I have a chain where I can come and open it, and when it's this hot, I leave it open all the time. This is only a giant vent in the top. This giant vent also has a fan in it. Let me see if I can show you that it has a fan system in it. When I turn it on, it sounds like a jet engine going off. And this vent and the other vent on the other end come from Grower Solution. They are attached to each other. When I turn this one on, it will automatically open the other one also. But I have them manually open right now with the chain because it's just too hot. And listen. So that one makes an awful lot of racket. You hear it all over the property, and we turn it on when we need to, but like I said, we have limited stuff in here, so we're not too worried about keeping the big fan on and using that electricity. Now, this is a meter that shows you the humidity. It is 90 degrees in here and almost 50% humidity right now. And y'all, I can tell you the humidity's down. This morning it was 70 plus humidity. So it's down middle of the day from what it was early morning. So you can grow some things in the heat, and you have to pick and choose. We're not choosing veggies much right now. We're just letting whatever grows in this heat grow and produce. And if it doesn't produce, we're just keeping it alive until it will. So guys, that's what's going on with both high tunnels. You can find the high tunnel kits at Grower Solution in 100-degree heat. You can still grow stuff because it's high. We have fans on. But until it cools off, We're not going to be growing veggies. We'll start about September, cleaning everything up and adding more. So thank you guys for stopping by today.